Okay, so when I said there was only a few left chapters, there's actually only one. So I thought, why not we can get it done. It's chapter 12, The Imperial Guard Strikes Back. Of course I had to go after them. I wanted to see all the action. Actually, I had to choose between going to the Colosseum to see Scorcher whizzing around the track at death-defying speeds or sticking with Chryseis and his gang and going to the prison. Decisions. I consulted my gut. That is to say, my instincts, as they told me to keep an eye on Chryseis. By the time he reached the Imperial prison, Chryseis had already worked himself up into a state of high indignation. He went marching up to the two guards, and Flavia, Trendia, and Philippus Floppus closed in behind him. "Release Fusia at once," Chryseis ordered. "Why?" asked the chief guard. "Plausible?" While guard number 2, Ludicrous, yawned loudly. "Because she has been wrongfully imprisoned." "Not so," said Ludicrous. "Firstly, there is no she in this prison at the moment, and secondly, we don't have anyone called Fusia." Chryseis' eyebrows were tying knots in each other. He was so angry. "That's because you think she's a prisoner. She's the prisoner Scorcher." "Exactly," snapped Plausible. "She is the prisoner Scorcher. That's why she's in prison, because she's the prisoner." Then it was Flavia's turn. She tried her charm, fluttered her eyelashes, smiled, and stroked Ludicrous's arm. "The thing is," she said lightly, "there's been a mistake. Fusia is our slave. She came to the prison and swapped clothes with Perillus, who had swapped clothes with Hysteria, who had swapped clothes with Scorcher, who escaped dressed as a woman. Unfortunately, you wouldn't let Fusia out again because she was wearing Scorcher's clothes, and now you think she actually is Scorcher, but she isn't. She's Fusia." "Sorry," said Ludicrous. "Could you repeat that, please?" Flavia did, but the guard still didn't quite understand it. "So Scorcher is your slave," began Plausible, and Flavia shook her head and tried to keep smiling. "No, Fusia is my slave." "Okay, Fusia is your slave. She came to the prison and she swapped clothes with the prisoner." "Yeah, sort of. There are bits missing, but yeah, there was some swapping going on. Quite a lot, actually." Flavia gave a little giggle, but the guard didn't think anything was funny at all. Ludicrous pursed his lips. "Are you saying your slaves like to dress as a man?" Flavia sighed. "No, I'm not saying that at all." "So why did she? Why did she what? Dress as a man?" "She didn't, at least only when she dressed as Scorcher." "Scorcher's a man," declared Plausible, and he turned to his pal. "Scorcher's a man, isn't he? What have we got in prison, a man or a woman?" "A man," said Ludicrous. "So that must be Scorcher," the two guards agreed. "Scorcher," yelled the nearby crowd at the Colosseum, just like an echo. I smiled to myself. He must have won his race. Tyrannus owed me for that, and Hysteria was probably going hysterical, but in a nice, admiring kind of way. Chryseis stepped forward. "Now listen here, you diddly-brained pair of nincompoops. That prisoner you think is Scorcher is our slave, Fusia. You better make sure she's released immediately, or I'll... Chryseis broke off, not sure what he'd do in any case. The two guards were drawing themselves up to their full height and looking at Chryseis very severely. This was not going to turn out well. I wanted to cover my eyes with my wings, but then I wouldn't be able to tell you what happened next, would I?" "Right," said Ludicrous. "That's quite enough of your insults, calling us nincompoops. I don't even know what a nincompoop is. Do you?" he asked his chief. "I don't either, but it's certainly not Latin," said Plausible. They both began to lower their spears in a rather pointing and threatening manner. Plausible loomed over Chryseis. "I hereby arrest all of you for insulting the Imperial Guard in a language we don't even know, and for assisting a slave in helping a prisoner escape. And for dressing as women and women as men," added Ludicrous. "Go on, get inside and that prison, and don't you dare start swapping clothes with anyone, or I'll be confiscating all of them. Understand?" "Oops. We've had quite enough of that sort of thing going on here recently. Go on, get moving." Trendia smiled at Plausible. "Could I just say that I'm not really with them? I'm not family." I just came along to give them moral support. Plausible sneered. Moral support? He turned to his companion. Have you ever heard the like? Moral support? What in the name of Jupiter is that? No idea, grunted Ludicrous, and he poked Trendy with his spear. Go on, in you go. I perched on the wall by the prison and watched my family and Trendier disappear inside. Oh dear, everything was back to square one. Chrysius was locked up again, only this time he had Fusia, Flavia, Flippers Floppers, and Trendier with him. Tortured togas. How on earth was I supposed to sort this one out? Watch out for the third and final part of Romans on the Rampage. Will Scorcher win the charioteer race of the Chariot of the Year award? Will Perillus end up being squashed by Tiddles? Will Phoebus Bigus marry Hysteria? Will there be many more wheels? Plus, who did steal the money from the mint? That's the end. Okay, so it's left us on another cliffhanger. How frustrating. Okay, so that is the last chapter. And I have got the third book on order, but we have to wait for that to come through. So we might start another book in the meantime. I have got another book ready as well. So, wow, 2 books. Fabulous. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed it. Bye.